Pam Mehnert, and I'm General Manager here at Outpost Natural Foods in beautiful Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Thank you for inviting me here today to talk to all of you. Sorry I can't be with you, but we've got a lot going on here in Milwaukee. I've been invited to talk about my own co-op's growth today, so that's going to be my focus, is what we've done and why it's been so awesome. So thank goodness growth isn't a four-letter word. We can get that out of the way right away. It's nothing to be afraid of. In fact, it's something that's pretty exciting and pretty awesome to us here at Outpost. I've been with Outpost for all but 10 of the 42 years that the co-op has been around. And those first 10 years I talk about every month when we do new employee orientation. We give them an overview of the history of the co-op and where we've been to, where we've come from. And the first 10 years we did a lot of moving around, and we did a lot of moving around primarily because we kept outgrowing those locations. After that first 10 years, it became a little bit more intentional. Now that's getting us into the 80s. I've been here the last 32 years of the co-op, and definitely remember back in the time in the 80s when we really struggled for that identity. We really struggled for relevancy in the markets that we were in. What's natural foods all about? What are co-ops all about? Can I shop there? Is it open to everyone? We kind of moved into the 90s after that, and to the new millennium, the 90s, the struggles were a little bit more about competition and still some relevancy, but the natural products industry was growing so well that we started to really fit in. And of course, the new millennium, today, I think we struggle a little bit with our competitors and everybody else that wants to sell the products that we're selling in our stores. So growth hasn't been a four-letter word for Outpost. In fact, it continues to be something that's really exciting. So what I want to talk to you about is a little bit about what's worked for us, what's worked for our co-op. And we learned that lesson a while ago when we tuned into this station that made everything become really focused. And that was the station WIFM. Those call letters stand for What's in It for Me. And the minute we started to think about the different, our constituents and the different groups of people that had some kind of interest or some kind of investment in the co-op, it became a lot easier to think about how we were going to align ourselves. To begin with, it was the board and management that needed that alignment. So in the late 90s, before that new decade came about, we came up with our Global Ends policy, which reads, Outpost Natural Foods exists so our owners have a healthy, diverse, and sustainable community. And that's really been the driving force. That's the reason that we come to work every day. That's the reason that we want to have the co-op do well, is that we can create those healthy, diverse, and sustainable communities. Now that's alignment between the board and management. We also needed alignment between management and employees. So thinking about what's in it for them and what mattered for them, it became a career. It became new jobs, new opportunities. It was, wow, we want to have better benefits. We want to have better wages and really be a relevant employer here in the Milwaukee area. So once we found that identity of what's in it for them, we moved on to our owners and the communities that are in it. And definitely what's in it for them means a lot of different things, but in particular, to have that neighborhood store that they can walk to or bike to or commute to very easily on the way home from work, to have greater access to the products and services that are meaningful, all of which create that healthy, diverse, and sustainable community. So is growth good? Not really. Growth is awesome. Growth is really exciting. And what we have today are 3 store locations, each serving their community in different ways. Our Capitol Drive store was the result of outgrowing our 1980s location, but today has survived 2.5 decades at that same location because we understood the need to change with the times and to expand when the opportunity presented itself. We've also remodeled twice and soon to be 3 times at this location, each time because it was needed. And we attract an amazing amount of diversity of owners and shoppers at this location, really hitting upon the diverse community that we envisioned. We opened our State Street store in the year 2000, building one of the first sustainably designed buildings in our community. We remodeled the store in 2011, again to keep up with our owners' needs and the competitive market. Our 3rd store in the Bayview community opened in 2005. We took over a 24,000 square foot building, much bigger than we needed, because we imagined filling it up someday. We brought in a credit union to this location. We centralized our cooking and baking into a larger central kitchen facility, which gave us the ability to produce food for more than just our own stores. In 2007, we began selling some of our prepared foods and bakery to area hospital cafeterias as a way to create greater access to our products without opening up other store locations. Now we're talking about healthy. We forged relationships with individuals at 3 hospital locations, aligning their needs for wellness and expanding our presence into 6 different cafeterias. Today, we're focused on results even more so than we've been in the past. We just worked through a process with the entire organization, our management team, all employees in the stores, of writing a 2022 vision, so 10 years out into the future, because we want to really do intentional planning at this point, to have something that focuses in on the ends because they are so important to us, but gives us that narrative to envision the world and what it's going to look like if we're able to accomplish our goals. So this is just part of our vision, our 2022 vision right here. But I think you can see what it demonstrates because it's 2022 and Outpost is celebrating our 52nd anniversary as the community's largest consumer co-op and organic grocer. Our full-size store locations, market cafes, and our small, fresh, and convenient markets are contributing $75 million in annual revenue to the local economy. Outpost is the first place people think of for healthy, local, and organic foods. And we really feel strongly that that's a vision, narrative that's going to take us way out into the future and keep everybody at Outpost excited about what that future might look like. One of the reasons that we're recording this today instead of me attending the conference with you is we are really busy right now making that 2022 vision come through. Just the other evening, we were approved by the Milwaukie City Planning Commission to open up our 4th store that will be located about 12 miles north of our Capitol Drive store. It's incredibly exciting to think about bringing a store that the Milwaukee community is used to into a new area where we already have owners who are just itching to have an Outpost right in their neighborhood. Also today, as we're recording, we're going to be making an announcement that we have our 2nd Market Cafe. Our 2nd Market Cafe will be opening up in the lobby of a local YMCA that's also connected to a medical complex. They refer to this as their wellness village, which will be a perfect fit for Outpost. And finally, we continue the remodel of our Bayview store. We're remodeling and expanding that facility, doubling the size of our production kitchen so that we're ready for the future. We're ready for the possibilities of more market cafes and more store locations. Not to mention, we've outgrown that store size in just 6 short years in that community. So we're expanding that store to make it better for our owners and shoppers there. So I think growth is good. In fact, I think growth is awesome. It's been awesome for us here at Outpost. We have more jobs, we have more local income, we have more local vendors, our owners have great patronage rebates. It's exciting. It's something everybody should be doing. So have a great conference. I hope your conversations are incredible and that you too are as excited about growth as we are here at Outpost. Thanks again. Goodbye.